Okay. Okay. All right. It's after midnight. There's much to talk about. You see. Um, Look, I'm going to talk about race relations globally. Bear with me. I'm a little bit under the weather. You see, this is July 2016, uh, July the 15th of 2016. There's a lot going on. Hey, we got a guy running for president right now that goes by the name of Donald Trump. Um, and yeah, and this guy's making waves. Okay, we got the rise of the alt-right, the rise of Black Lives Matter. We got some serious um, dissatisfaction with the citizens, the so-called citizens of Europe. We got some dissatisfaction on their part regarding illegal immigration, as well here in America as well, uh, regarding illegal immigration. You know, a lot of multiculturalism going on, and it's in many nations, it's well, causing quite a stir. And very recently, there was a couple of shootings um, here in America. A couple of gentlemen got shot. Guy by the name of I don't know their full names. Uh, you know, Mr. Sterling and Mr. Castile. We'll call them. We'll address them by their last names. Um, in the next part, I will perhaps uh, use their full names. I don't know their full names right now, but okay. So a couple of guys got shot. These gentlemen are of the Negroid race. You see, so-called black race. The shooters were Europeans of some variety that are those with European ancestry. The two shooters, that is. So, and the response, one of the responses to these things, these guys being shot, uh, one of the things that followed was there were some sniper attacks against targeted uh, police officers who are also the descendant of those with European blood. You see, white men were shot because they were white. They were targeted specifically because they were white. If I understand everything correctly regarding, or if I understand, that part of the story correctly, I should say, excuse me. And these are significant matters these days. Okay, so uh, um, I'm going to address some of the stuff that's going on in the black community. All right. Now, keep in mind what's being reported and uh, offered for people to consider about the black race is being done so through certain kinds of channels. You see. Okay, so we get this data. We get this data regarding the general black population of the world, and we get we're offered these calculations in the data, um, about the general behavior of this group globally. And a lot of that data suggests that there is, relatively speaking, a lot of rape, murder, mental illness, poverty, and all manner of wickedness. And a lot of those things I just named are being perpetrated by the members of the Negroid race here on the planet in relatively high frequency. Anywhere on the planet. What the fuck, man? This shit is ridiculous. Now, like I said, the channels, these things are coming through certain channels. And so I don't know if these, if the people that are offering these calculations are doing so because they want to defame the black race. If they want to, try to injure the image of blacks, if they're doing this just because that's their goal, maybe potentially. I mean, these are done by human men, and what happens or what is done by groups of men or any man, I don't necessarily assume that I know the reason, and I don't necessarily assume that they are credible to me, because to me, they're not fucking credible. If they're credible if they're generally speaking, on a global scale or on some local scale, and they have the support of the majority of a society or many societies or something like this, I'm not offering them any credibility. Okay, I'm still gonna be skeptical. Now, of course, there are some things that I am more apt to believe, and some things that I'm more apt to doubt, more so than I believe, But, I don't know where the shit comes from. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if maybe there's a fucking Illuminati for all I know, or maybe maybe there really is some sort of a dark cabal that wants to fuck over the black race by putting out all this fucking shit. But maybe more than less, the general data that is put out regarding the general behavior of the general population of the black race in the world is more true than it's not true. Or maybe it's 50-50, or maybe it's less true. Who knows? I don't know. But as it is reported, generally speaking, there's a lot of raping and killing and pestilence and perpetrating of just destructive behavior. What the fuck, man? It is very, very disappointing. Very disappointing. And at the completely opposite end of the spectrum, we have the white race. And I think, I'm not sure, but in most metrics, but in some metrics, I think the actual polar opposite, the actual opposite end of the spectrum would have us, blacks on one end, Asians on another, or blacks on one end, Ashkenazi Jews on another, or Jews or Ashkenazi Jews or something like that. But I think in most metrics, I think it's white people, and I think Jews are included among white people, although some some white people don't consider them white because they're not Northwestern Europeans, or that's their bloodline doesn't come from the same stock as the Northwestern Europeans. But a lot of people also don't consider fucking Irish people white, or East European people white by the standard of what the white race is. So what the fuck? Look, I'll address more of this in part two.